another player profile and projection. One a day, every day until opening day. Leave a 5-star review already. This one's episode, this was the episode. It's all about Tommy Kahnle, the reliever, tight pants Tommy. On July 18th, 2017, was traded to the Yankees from the White Sox. Before that, he was claimed off waivers or Rule 5 draft from the Yankees to go to the Rockies, who then traded him to the White Sox, and now he's back with the Yankees, his third season back. It's been a whirlwind of a time. Jake, did you want to hear a quick fun stat?
Yes.
In 2019, Kahnle was awarded the reliever of the month for the American League in the month of July. He posted a 0.77 ERA in 12 games in July, striking out 17 batters while not surrendering a homer. He allowed just 1 run, 5 hits, walking 2 batters.
Kahnle, the reliever of the month in July. Yeah, man, and this is an interesting one for me because what I remember of Tommy Kahnle last year was him being pretty special. The Bugs Bunny changeup was back. We heard all the weird. His 2018 was a disaster because he was all jacked up on Mountain Dew. How many Red Bulls a day?
I think he said like 6 Red Bulls a day plus coffee was that article by the great Lindsay Adler.
Like, how do you let that happen?
I don't know.
I don't know. And he was up to what? Like a crazy, like, wasn't he up to 250 or something absurd?
Yeah, it wasn't.
So yeah, he put that behind him, and it's funny looking at the urine stats, and I give pictures, and he limped into the finish line a little bit. I mean, on August 26th, he had a 2.73 ERA, bunch of punchies, and then his final 11 appearances, 8.2 innings, he gives up 9 runs, a 9.35 ERA. And I mean, a lot of those games weren't very important to us. But it does feel differently going from 2.73 to 3.67, but that's also the life of a relief pitcher.
And ERA for relief pitchers don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
care a little more than you.
You do. I don't. Want to know why?
Yeah.
His ERA says 3.67, so you'd be like, for a reliever, that's not that great, He had 72.
That's good.
Good, but I mean, yeah, it's a high 3s, but it's not great. He had 72 appearances. In 58 of them, he didn't allow a run.
Yeah.
In 58 of them. And then he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 where he allowed 1 run. So 64 of the 72 were good. I mean, he only had one where, he only had 2 blowups. Dude was good. The ERA is worse than how he did.
Yeah.
And it's cool because in 2018, he was not a non-factor, and we had no idea what he was going to do coming into this season.
He was a disaster. I think classic Jakey, good note, bad note. I think coming into the 2018 season, I said he was the safest bet on the Yankees, and he was terrible. And then Jakey hot takes that kind of worked out. I said if Tommy Kahnle has a good month, he can be, jump right back to being one of the most reliable guys in the pen. And he kind of did that. He was the fireman for a little bit. I mean, the changeup, dude, when it's right, it doesn't get better than that.
It's stupid is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he became like a lefty specialist. Otto would come out and Kahnle would come in to face the lefty, which was a bit interesting.
Almost to the point that it fucked with Otto a little bit, IMO, but
his confidence level, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a great year by Kahnle. There's no need to tiptoe around it, and I think more importantly for Yankee fans, he in the playoffs he gave up 2 earned runs over 8 innings. So again, what do we expect perfection in Yankees land? Always Mariano Rivera, but he pretty much did his job. A really great 2019 for Tommy Kahnle.
And the Betances wasn't with us last year, but the plan was that he was going to be with us, and there was a little more protection for Kahnle going into the season. Yeah. But now, Jake, he's the 4 horsemen still. Like, we didn't get another reliever. It's Chapman, Britton, Ottavino, Kahnle, Chad. Those are the four horsemen. I really, that's why I know we already did Johnny Lasagna. That's why I really think they're thinking of Johnny or Sessa as a 1-inning pitcher, because they went into last year with Kahnle, Ottavino, Britton, Chapman, Betances. Like, so they're going in with one less 1-inning guy. But a little more pressure for Kahnle than last season, because there was we had no idea what he is. Reliever is the most volatile position in sports. So do we expect nothing? Also, Jake, he is out of options. So he has to ride the line like Sessa.
Yeah, and I mean, he was never on the line. He hasn't been sent down since 2018, excuse me. But last year he was great. And yeah, he if Tommy Kahnle is getting close to being DFA'd, we've got problems.
Well, what if he had no options in 2018?
Lucky he did.
And we're not that far removed, so you never know. I mean, I love Tommy. He's a psychopath. He's crazy. I mean, all the stories are
really fat and pound 6 Red Bulls a day. Is that fair?
I mean, he could relapse. Imagine he relapses on Red Bulls.
That would. He shows up to camp at 260, dude.
Walking in, holding a Red Bull, opens his car door, and Red Bulls fall out of the floor.
Oh, not for nothing. If somebody knows, actually, we might have some backdoor connects to Kahnle. I think a hilarious move by him would be to walk in with a 6-pack of Red Bulls. What's up, guys?
There'd be a lot of people that wouldn't get the joke.
No, but that's the fun part.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have much on Kahnle, dude. You want to know his baseball savant numbers?
Yeah, I know you do.
I'm trying to tell the audience something. 93rd percentile in fastball velocity. His fastball spin isn't that great because his changeup is his pitch. His K rate is 98th percent. And then the expecting batting average, WOBA, and slugging, he's fantastic. Because he's really good. Now I'm going to click a random video, and it is Tommy Kahnle foul to Christian Vasquez. It was a low pitch. Vasquez fouled it back.
Yeah, not bad.
Not a bad random video. Good pitch.
Yeah, and maybe I'm in for the Jakey jinx here, but even if you count the 2018 season, Kahnle's been pretty since 2016 in 174 innings pitched, so a full starting pitching season, 3.5 ERA, crazy strikeouts, and that is including the disaster, which it's not like it wasn't a Chad Green, he got lost. We look back in hindsight, and he had a Red Bull addiction and was fat. So as long as Tommy Kahnle's in shape, he's pitched really good the last 4 years.
You're describing me at points of my life.
Yeah, believe me, I know.
Want to know something interesting?
Yes.
So in 2017, when he was amazing, Jake?
Right.
Good. Traded to go to a contender. Yep. He threw his four-seamer 63% of the time, the changeup 21, and the slider 11, right?
Yeah.
In 2019, last year, when he was also good, so the four-seamer went from 63% to 44%, and the changeup went from 21 to 51%. So in 2019, he threw his changeup more often than his fastball. You think that goes hand in hand with he faced a ton more lefties? He was the lefty guy, and the changeup is the pitch. Or
I could see some analytics there a little bit, and it's also, I think another part of that is basically scrapping the slider. Something I was going to mention. It's always funny. I think there will be 2 series this year, probably mid-season, where Kahnle comes out and he throws a couple sliders, and we're like, okay, that's neat.
I remember when he did that last year.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just hey, do I happen to have this by chance? And then he says, nope, because I have one of the best changeups in the game, so I'll just throw that.
He did it last year, so I'm looking at my old tweets, actually. On September 7th, I tweeted, Kahnle doesn't have any break on his change right now, and he just resorted to a slider.
Right.
And then he was throwing a slider that game. So maybe it's when he didn't have it. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that was almost end of the season. Hey, let's see if you got it and if you need it in the postseason. So I'm excited for the Kahnle slider series this year. But yeah, dude, it just felt like last year he hit a level of in 2017 when he came over, and maybe this is me overanalyzing a dude out of our bullpen, but it felt like there was a guessing game with him or the batter. Like if you guessed the fastball, you had a chance, or if you guessed the changeup, you had a chance. Last year, there was times when you knew the changeup was coming, and dudes just didn't have a chance.
It was awesome. I think he threw. Oh my God, was it like it was some Royal? Was it Terrence Gore? Or I think Otto got Terrence Gore. There was someone last year that was he just like what you're saying. Like this is a changeup, try to hit it, and they just looked idiotic. Oh,
I mean, it was if he got the second strike with the fastball, like I just remember there was times I'd be sitting at home like, I wonder if he messes with like, do you throw another fastball and it was just nope, changeup because you can't hit it. And then if he got the second strike with the changeup, he'd throw it again and he'd just throw a better one. Like it was very impressive.
And do you remember him dumping a bottle of water over his head in the cold playoffs?
Yeah.
That was good. So that's how he gets the Red Bull
crazy.
Back. Yeah, I mean, you can't do Red Bull, so you got to do something. Got to do something.
And hey, Jim.
Yeah,
you still there?
Still here, Jake.
Oh, huge. We need to give Tommy a little more love.
Okay, why is that? You think we've been being mean to him?
No.
Okay.
But
cool.
Tommy Kahnle is a huge part of this team's just energy, man.
Oh, yeah.
And normally you and I speculate on stuff like this, and, we give guys some silly characteristics and sometimes educated guesses. CC Sabathia was like, dude, having Kahnle back was huge. It just high energy, crazy guy in the clubhouse, and you need that over 162 games.
Yeah, you need he's like the David Cohn in David Cohn's book. He said he would stand on the tray on airplanes and then surf it down the aisle as they were landing.
Yeah.
They say Kahnle just goes up and down the plane screaming. So that's awesome. Good for him.
Do we think Kahnle is the MLB player that spends the most time a season wearing a football helmet?
Yes.
Feels like any opportunity.
I think for sure that's the case there.
Like NFL draft, he'll be in his Eagles helmet. And it'll be like, okay, like just the draft?
Yeah. So do you think he sees more lefty specialists or he gets a full inning? Because I'm with you, and we'll do this when we get to Ottavino. I think for Otto's sake, they shouldn't do that. And Kahnle should just get a full inning. He's good enough to get a full inning. Like, he can get righties out, too. The changeup works both ways.
Exactly. There's a time and a place. If it's a playoff game and there's 2 outs and there's a tough lefty, then yeah, go to Kahnle. But I mean, if it's a regular season game, like Ottavino and Kahnle can get dudes out. Like, they're not specialists. They're high-end relievers. Don't treat them like they're specialists. And I do think that messed more so with Vino down the stretch a little bit. But yeah, there's a couple times last year, and it's like, why?
The Baseball Reference projections have him like being slightly worse than last year. They have him with a 4.34 ERA, 58 innings pitched, which is the same full season, and then they got him having 5 wild pitches.
You remember the old reliability percentage?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah,
the Baseball Reference is projecting that with 50% reliability.
Yeah. So thank you for nothing.
Thank you for nothing at all. Coin flip that these stats may be somewhat close.
There's a chance this happens, but there's also an equal chance this does not happen.
I have Tommy Kahnle pitching also 59 innings.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
With a 3.34 ERA and 2 complete blowups.
Okay.
And there you have it.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I talked myself into, the fact that a healthy, in shape, not Red Bull addicted Tommy Kahnle for the past 3 seasons now has been a great reliever. That's my take.
That's not. I need a bigger take.
Okay. He strikes someone out with a slider this year.
Oh, now I like it. That's bold, Jake. Can someone clip that and just keep track of it? You're talking about the third pitch of the strikeout is a slider.
Yes.
Okay. I don't want you getting tricky on us. Slider for show, strike one, counting that.
No.
Okay.
One strikeout with the slider this year.
And if he doesn't, you will dump your head in a vat of Red Bull.
Nope. But good PPP.
You might think about doing it.
I'll do anything. I don't really care.
Okay, he's locked in. Thank you guys very much for listening. Tommy Tight Pants Kahnle.